Peace. Infinite Waters diving deep once again. We are out here. We're in nature, baby. Breathing in that beautiful prana. How to improve your mental and emotional health in 2016. Because lots of people are going through some crazy shit right now. Right? Don't worry. I've had my fair share of crazy nights too. Can I get a hello there? Let's just breathe in that beautiful prana, right? As a psychologist who has connected with over 43 million people, lots of people say, gosh, Ralph, how can you stay sane? Who said I was sane? Can I get a hello? I got a question in from a woman who said that she's going through a lot of mental struggles right now. She's very successful, but she feels there's a lot of envy around her, a lot of jealousy around her, and now she is turning against herself, right? With a lot of negative self-talk, an inner battle going on. Let me share with you what's helped me along my journey. You see, nerds run the world. Do you know that? You should know that. Right? The people who you thought were really crazy back at school, yeah, those are the CEOs of these massive companies because nerds run the world. Now, as a psychologist, I speak of owning your weirdness. Once you can own your weirdness and then prove your weirdness, your mental and emotional health will improve. What am I talking about? Okay, when I first started making videos, I thought I was really crazy, right? And I still think I'm crazy, but that's besides the point. What happened? The more I found out, actually, millions of people are watching these videos. That means they're crazy too. Right? I realized I wasn't alone. Because once I began to own my weirdness, and then I realized actually my weirdness was helping me live in infinite abundance, I realized actually what I thought was crazy was actually my greatest gift in disguise. Can I get a hello there? Now the word, when we talk of sane and insane, emanates from the Latin sanus, meaning healthy. So we're talking about health, right? Negative self-talk always emanates from not feeling good enough. That's why a lot of perfectionists have a hard time. Because it's never, ever good enough. You see, perfection is an ideal. Right? What happens when we bully ourselves with a lot of negative words every single day? You've got to become your greatest fan and realize that you are your greatest enemy. So there's an African proverb, when there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can't harm you. I love that because it's so true. I've seen it along my journey. You want to improve your mental and emotional health? Study Greek mythology, Theseus and the Minotaur, the labyrinth. Really, we're talking about a metaphor for your mind. Now, when I was studying psychology a long time ago, right, there was a psychologist I was impressed by so much that he made me continue the course. His name is Fritz Perls, and he said, you've got to lose your mind and come to your senses, right? He was the pioneer of Gestalt counseling. Fantastic stuff. Lose your mind and come to your senses. Now, back then, I was always upstairs, thinking, overthinking. Like I've said before, the secret to stop overthinking is to let go of who you think you are. You see, mental health doesn't care how much money you have. Let me repeat that. Mental health doesn't care how much money you have in your bank account. That's why you got all of these famous stars ending up in a hotel somewhere. It's a serious issue. which won't disappear if you sweep it under the rug. Now, as a psychologist, because I'm dealing with this day in, day out, I can stay sane, I can stay healthy. But sometimes it can get rough, really rough, when you turn on yourself. You see, less negative self-talk and more positive self-talk. That is how to improve your mental and emotional health. Write a journal of all of your positive attributes and the negative ones, right? And then really look at the negative ones and say, why are they so negative? You see, the negative self-talk only happens when you are in resistance to what is coming through, because resistance makes stronger. Let me give you an example. Ralph, you're terrible. Ralph, you're no good. Ralph, it's just not good enough, Ralph. Okay, keep talking. Come on, keep talking. Silence. Can I get a hello there? But here's what a lot of us do. Ralph, you're not good enough. No, Ralph, you're terrible. Wait a minute, no. We're in resistance. You see, you've got to believe in yourself to realize you've already come this far. This is not the time to look back. You only look back in celebration or in remembrance or in learning from your past, not in dwelling on the negative stuff that took place in the past. Because you got to ask yourself, how is this helping me along my journey? How is this serving me along my journey? Are you focusing on what you want or on what you fear? Now, you see, lose your mind and come to your senses. How do we do this? Every day I'm going for a nature walk. There's a reason why I make videos in nature, because it's ecotherapy. It improves my mental clarity. Right? I don't want to do it indoors all the time where there's no beautiful prana, right? No, because nature allows you to be yourself. You've got to surround yourself with people who accept you for who you are, the crazy walnut that you are. How did you become a walnut? Nobody knows. Can I get a hello there? Not people who are trying to nitpick you. Don't do this, don't do that. Right? Surround yourself with people who don't care about what you're wearing. How about that? That is how to improve your mental health. But no. You see, you want to impress people. You want to go to these swanky nightclubs, wear the finest clothes, but you still feel inadequate because once again, you're focusing externally instead of taking care of home, which is within yourself. Many times I say you need support, right? I've got nearly 500,000 supporters out there. That's why I can sleep at night. Can I get a hello there? They're like, Ralph, I got this for you. I'm like, thanks a lot. I got this for you too. Because I realize the only reason why I've been able to connect with millions of people around the world is because I'm in my own authenticity. Some people say, gosh, how can you do this every single day? I say, for me, I've been doing this for years. That's why it's second nature. I do this in my sleep. Mental health and emotional health decreases when what happens? You're not doing what you love every single day. You're stuck in a miserable job, right? You're complaining all the time. You're not focusing on the gratitude consciousness. You're not focusing on all the times that you made it through. You're focusing on all the times you didn't, right? Don't worry, I was there with you. It happens, right? Now, one of the worst things anybody could do is to keep it to themselves. When I first started sharing videos, it was more like a journal, right? I was saying, hey, this is what's helped me along my journey, right? I still am saying that, right? Here, this is what's helped me along my journey, because it's a journal. The more you express yourself, the more your self-love increases. But also you realize there is nothing wrong with you. It's what we call the dark night of the soul. When you are in your darkest moments, that is when you become illuminated. Without the darkness, how could you see the stars? So we've all got to go through it. It's the fact of life. It's what the great poet Ovid talked of in his work Metamorphosis, which was all about metamorphosis, the caterpillar to the butterfly, right? Within this universe, there are no accidents. Everything is in divine order. Let me repeat that. Within this universe, there are no accidents. Everything is in divine order, right? That is why when you fall down, realize it is not the end, because you have an infinite amount of time to pick yourself back up. Lots of people have a lot of guilt about the past. Maybe you made a few mistakes, but wait a minute. There are no mistakes, only stepping stones to help you become your greatest version. If you don't become your greatest friend, how can you expect the cat down the road to? Ever notice why people who love themselves attract so much attention? They just walk into a room and heads turn because they have so much appreciation for themselves compared to someone who is always moaning about how terrible they are. Ain't nobody got time for that. Can I get a hello there? It's all about focus. It's what we call the focus game. What are you focusing on? Let's talk about food for a second. You see, I realized when I was feeling crappy, it was because I was eating crappy. And what helped me was just saying, okay, I really got to get serious about this because I want to feel great every day, not just for the new year, not just for Christmas, not just for Easter. No, every day I've got to feel at my best. And to do that, it means I've got to move more into my body, right? I've got to exercise. I've got to do the yoga. I've got to walk around every single day and count the blessings I receive. I've got to stop being a perfectionist. I've got to realize that it is enough what I am doing today. Because trust me, you're talking to someone who is connected with millions of people, right? I've had the fame, I've got the fame, but it doesn't change a damn thing because that's not why I'm doing it. I was doing it way back in the day. I was one of the first people doing this. So once again, you've got to find out why you're doing it. Are you doing it because you want the fame and the fortune, or are you doing it because it's in alignment with your true life purpose? Once you can accept yourself, forgive yourself of the past, realize you're doing just fine, great things will happen. But once again, in a nutshell, breathe in that good ass prana, baby. We're out here. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace.